If you live in southern Ontario, Quebec and Atlantic Canada, you should plan for a long commute today and tomorrow as another winter storm hits, bringing snow, ice pellets, freezing rain, and strong winds. Joining us this morning from Barrie, Ontario is Dave Phillips, senior climatologist with Environment Canada. Dave, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been several weeks we've been experiencing this type of weather, and now another Colorado low is sweeping through eastern Canada today and tomorrow. Will this be the last big storm we see this winter?
No, I don't think so, Ben. Sometimes what you see is what you're going to get. And here we are approaching Valentine's Day, and there are millions of Canadians after today and tomorrow will say, not thinking like you do, they want winter to end. They've had too much winter. And the last group of people who were left out of the cold were people in the lower mainland in Vancouver Island, and they've been hammered by snow beginning on the weekend and into today. So there are millions of Canadians who think this is enough's enough. But, when we look at this time of the year, typically in the east, we still get about a third to 40% of our annual precipitation falls as snow. So there's not an allotment of misery days, and we've used them all up. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes it just carries on, and we think that the cold in the west, it looks like clearly a February situation. Before the weekend is out, then we could have another Colorado low that comes into eastern Canada. Now, this one looks a little milder. It may be more rain with melting temperatures, but they all have different characters and disguises. But no, Ben, it's too much to expect. The winter is over because we've been inconvenienced and made uncomfortable by it.
Well, Dave, there is a joke on social media that Canada doesn't have 4 seasons, but we have 11. We start with winter, then full spring, then second winter, then the spring of deception, then a third winter, mud season, and then the actual spring, and so on. Where exactly would you say we fall right now?
Well, that's a good question. I love that description, those labels. But my sense is that the days are getting longer. February is a shorter month. We know that perhaps the dead of winter is clearly behind us in all parts of Canada. There's more winter behind us than ahead of us, but it's not over. You can't write the obituary on winter yet. I think the character of this winter, I think as we get into March, we see some warm up. And certainly we don't think that winter will go as long as it was last year. Last year, we had the worst storm was in April. And so that always, even people who are fans of winter said, hey, that's too much. So, Ben, I think the good news is that, hey, we can see it coming to an end, but we have to be patient. I still think we're several weeks away before we can say, hey, we can take off that balaclava and put away the snow shovel and bring out the muscle shirt and tank top. And we're not there yet.
Dave Phillips, the smartest man in southern Ontario, because he's joining us from his home in Barrie, Ontario today. Thank you so much, my friend.
Okay, Ben. Bye-bye.
All right. Now